So what I first want you to notice from your gold sheet or from our sideboard is that today we're going to take notes from 2.2 and a little bit of 2.3. And if you look at your gold sheet, your homework tonight comes from 2 different pages. That's fine. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to take some notes. We're going to finish 2.3. I'm going to hopefully give you a good chunk of time to work in class. And then Thursday, when you're taking the map test, you're going to have a to be graded assignment to work on during those 5th and 6th hours. When we kind of have like that weird time, that like extra study hall time. Okay. We are working towards a quiz like middle of next week. Okay. And that's going to be our first summative, but we have our first formative Thursday. All right. So what I want you to do is on page 35, we're going to look at this property right here. If we have an inequality, like A is greater than B or A is less than B, just like with an equation, we can add the same number to both sides. Okay. And whether it is a greater than or less than, whether it's a greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, it is totally fine for us to add the same number to both sides because it's not going to change our inequality. Just like with an equation, we can add the same number to both sides. Okay. So let's put that into action. What if I have x is minus 7 is greater than 10? Okay, so this is an example you can be writing down in that little notes. Okay, all right. Okay, grab that blue notebook right there and at least write some things down. Okay, so you have something. Okay. Get it for you. I thought that maybe you could reach it. All right, question, how do I get x by itself? You said add, then you said subtract, and then I don't know what else you mumbled. I have x minus 7. How do I get that minus 7 to the other side? Yeah, we're going to add 7 to both sides. So we have x is greater than 17. Okay. And if I wanted to graph my answer at 17, I would make an open circle and I would shade everything that's bigger than 17 because my inequality is x is greater than 17. Okay, what if we had 4 is less than or equal to x minus 3? I want x to be by itself. Gavin, how could we do that? Add 3 to both sides. Okay, so right now I have x, excuse me, that is a 7 is less than or equal to x. I am going to ask that you rewrite your inequality so that the x is on the left side. So instead of 7 is less than or equal to x, let's rewrite this as x is greater than or equal to 7. Okay, I want the variable to be on the left side of the inequality. Okay. Okay, so now at 7, Holden, close circle or open circle? Close circle because we have this equality line right there, greater than or equal to. And since x is greater than, we're going to shade to the right. Sound good? All right. Turn the page. The same thing is going to be true with subtraction. If we have an inequality of any kind, it is totally a-okay to subtract the same number to both sides, and we are not changing the inequality as long as we keep it balanced. So as long as we're subtracting the same number to both sides of our inequality, we aren't changing the inequality, we're just changing the way that it looks. K plus 3 is less than or equal to 4. Sophia, what do we need to do? We need to subtract 3 from both sides. And we now have K is less than or equal to 1. Okay, Nathan, closed circle or open circle? Closed. We have less than or equal to 1. Oh man, Amy, which way do I shade? Left. K is less than 1, so I want numbers that are less than, smaller than 1. Okay, I feel like I can let you do a couple problems without me. What do you think? Yeah, you think I can? Okay, so I want you to do on these extra practice ones, I want you to do number 1 and number 2 and then stop. Oh. When you have an answer to both, I want you to check in with your brand new elbow partner to see what they got for their answers. Oh no, I did not realize that. I'm so sorry. I don't really care. Okay. You want them moved? Is that what you just said?
No, him.
Oh. Man.
It's okay, holding it.
Don't take it personally.
They're intimidated by your awesome moment.
All right, I'm gonna look over Nirvan's shoulder. Are you nervous?
Excuse me, I'm smart.
Okay, Nirvan looks like he added 3 to both sides and he got X is less than -1. Estelle, do you agree with Nirvan? Okay, so I'm gonna find -1 here. Estelle, open circle or closed circle? Open circle. Gus, why are we choosing an open circle at -1?
No.
That's not good. We need to know.
Oh, maybe because it's not like it doesn't have the line on it.
There you go. It's a strict inequality. We don't have the equal with it. Okay. And then we're gonna shade. Oh, good, thanks. There. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna look over Holden's shoulder. It looks like Holden.
What?
You added 3 to both sides, and you have 0 is greater than H.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, let's go ahead and rewrite it to be H is less than 0. So the 0 still needs to get eaten by the alligator, okay? So we have an open circle and, oh man, that's kind of boring. It's going the same way, isn't it?
No, it's
It's not?
no,
You think this is wrong?
no.
Oh,
Why are you saying no? No.
I'm confused. Okay, turn the page, turn the page.
I turned the page.
Okay, I'm gonna go to number 4. Oh, is it just net right next? Okay, sorry. Sorry, I have to turn the page. You don't. Okay, now,
My brain is just not braining.
oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm not even sure how to respond to that. No, Peyton W. What is the first thing we should do in this problem?
Subtract 6.
Okay, do you notice how I have some terms that can be combined? We better do that. What is 6 minus 9? We have -3 plus u is less than -2. And now we can do an operation to both sides. Reagan, what operation should we do to both sides? Add what number? Okay, so we have u is less than 1. All right, let's skip over to number 6. I want to do number 6 together. Just call me queen. What? G? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think so. All right. But Colin, you can help me with this. Gosh, I don't know what I should do.
First you should combine like terms of -7p plus 8p.
Okay, -7p plus 8p would give us p is greater than
15 minus 2, which is also 13.
which is 13. Okay, so let's take a moment and combine like terms. Okay, now we can solve by doing what? Subtract 15 from both sides to get p is greater than, everybody? That was not everybody.
-2.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks.
-2.
Ooh, you guys are ornery today. Okay, so now I want you to read through number 7. Raise your hand if you have an idea of how we can write this inequality. Great.
15 minus 12.25.
Actually, never mind. I mean, I have no problem with what you're writing. So you already have 12.25, right? And you might spend a little bit more money, right? Now, between the 12.25 you already have and the little bit more money, what's the inequality that needs to be written now?
Okay, so 12.25 plus n is less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to 15. What I put in my cart cannot exceed $15 because that's all I have. Yes. In Nebraska, you don't have a food tax. So like when you go to the grocery store and you buy a bag of chips and it says $1.99 and you ring it up and you pay $1.99. That was something that was very strange to me when I moved to Nebraska because in Kansas, that's not how it is.
How does it go in Kansas?
There's taxes on food.
I thought there was taxes on everything. There's taxes on certain food.
There's no like grocery tax.
That's why Nebraska's better.
Okay, 15 minus 1225 would be,
2.75.
okay, you have 275 left to spend on your groceries. Oh, let me tell you. You can buy, well, maybe 2 loaves of bread, okay? All right. Please turn to page 40. I don't know if that's the next page or not, but I need you to turn to page 40. Okay. 1, 2, skip a few.
99, 100.
Okay. If we have an inequality, and as long as our multiplier is positive, then we can multiply the same number to both sides and our inequalities can be solved, or we can divide both sides by a positive number and be fine. Okay. Tomorrow we are going to talk about the case where that number is negative. Today we're just talking about positive numbers. Okay, so we're on page 40, and I want you to write down, what if we have, under these like notes right here, right? You see those? If we have the inequality 4m is less than or equal to 12. So what we can do is what to both sides? Divide by 4 to where we have m is less than or equal to 3.
My brain's all working.
I'm so sorry about that, but I think you're gonna be just fine.
Okay.
Okay, your next example, I want you to write down. R over 7 is greater than 2. Okay. If R over 7 is greater than 2, Avery, what can I do to both sides? We can multiply both sides by 7. And we have R is greater than 14. Beautiful. So what I want you to do on the page right next to it, page 41, I would like you to do number 1 and 2 on that extra practice. Number 1, number 2.
Do you teach us about taxes?
Right now.
Oh. My man.
Hold it.
Oh, hold on, you're weird.
Says you.
Me and Holden are both weird. That's why we get along.
I've seen you guys talk like once.
You were weird.
I am weird.
Good job.
Have you met me?
I know I'm weird.
Have you met me?
Yes, you're very weird. I still remember you.
When you have an answer, check in with your neighbor.
You watch Hey Jesse.
No,
Yes, you do.
fine. Fine. Never got going to school.
It's like this, right? Damn. Oh,
Where's
wow,
homework?
bro.
Where's homework? Is that dumb down to it?
I have trouble.
Maddie, what are we doing number 1? We have to divide by 6. So we get x is less than -5. So at -5, Anna, closed circle or open circle? Why? Which one is it? Is Anna right? Open circle? Only maybe. Okay. And X is less than -5. So we're going to go less than open circle. Okay. All right, Kane, what do we do in number 2? Divide by 16. What is 48 divided by 16?
3.
I hear 2 different answers. 3. So we get 3 is less than or equal to F. Let's please change that to F is greater than or equal to 3 so that we can get our graph to look the way that it needs to look. Okay, let's talk about number 3. Man. Number 3 is kind of crazy here.
What?
It's gonna be okay. So, Carter, are you okay? Yeah? Why does that keep moving? Like, are you bumping that?
I have not touched that.
This is the second time today I've fixed it. Okay, so in what is
It's nothing.
it's something. Okay, 3/5 is a coefficient for F, and we need F to have a coefficient of 1. Okay, who can raise their hand and tell me how to get rid of that 3/7? Abby?
We need to multiply by 7 on each side.
Okay, if we multiply by 7 on each side, then that 7 goes away and I have 3F is less than or equal to, -6. Okay. Now, we can now divide by 3 to both sides, right? Okay, I'm gonna show you a trick though. This is totally fine, but if you wanna do it quicker, whatever that fraction coefficient is in front of your variable, we can multiply by its reciprocal to both sides. Because what's 3/7 times 7/3? What's 3/7 times 7/3? You were looking at the other side, Peyton.
1.
1. Hey, so we have F. And over here, we have 7/3 times -6/7, which would be -42 over 21, AKA. So F is greater than or equal to -2. Now, it's totally fine if you wanted to do like Abby suggested, multiply by the 7, then divide by the 3. Are we going to get to the same place?
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to get to the same place. Okay. But this way, we get it done in one step. Okay. If we're multiplying by a fraction, you can either divide by the fraction, which is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. Okay. We are going to continue on 2.3 tomorrow, and we're going to look at this section right here. What happens if that number is negative? Now, your homework. Let's go ahead and look at Google Classroom together real quick. Okay. Your homework is coming from 2 different pages. So one page, you're going to practice the adding and subtracting. The other page, you're going to practice the multiplying and dividing. So when you go to classwork, okay, you can see that first of all, if you ever need to reference the gold sheet, it's going to be at the very bottom of chapter 2. And then here, you have 2 different pages. There's a page for 2.2. That's going to be the page 65. There's a page for 2.3. That's going to be the page 71. Okay. And then your answers to check. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, tomorrow we're going to have a short lesson and you're going to do your bookwork in class. And then you're going to go home with a to be graded assignment. Okay. So kind of keep that in mind. Colin, did you have a question?